Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time with Goldeneye. So, yeah, I mean, if you ask most people that are around during this era for, like, all-time classic N64 games or all-time classic multiplayer games, Goldeneye is probably going to get mentioned. And, yeah, I mean, I had Goldeneye when I was younger, and I played a fairly decent amount of Goldeneye back in the day. But it's got supplanted fairly quickly by, in my opinion, even then and now, a much better game in pretty much every way, and that's Perfect Dark. Now, shockingly, Perfect Dark is not on our list. I have no idea why. Yeah, that's weird. That's very weird. I wonder if it got removed at some point or something like that. Because the Perfect Dark Wikipedia page says it's occasionally cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. And that links to the page containing the list, which would seem to imply that it should be here, but it's not. So yeah. I think that's criminal. And I think Perfect Dark should be on the list. I mean, I'm gonna already tell you right now, I don't think GoldenEye is one of the best games of all time, but I could see someone maybe arguing that. I'd say there's only a couple ways you could say GoldenEye is better than Perfect Dark, though. One is frame rate. Perfect Dark occasionally had some shitty frame rate during, like, crazy stuff. And the other is the theme. I mean, some people just much prefer the James Bond theme to any sort of, like, I don't know, it's not even, like, that futuristic. Like, Perfect Dark is fairly similar. I mean, it's set in 2023, so it is, what do they call it? Near future. So I guess near future, and it's got aliens in it and stuff. It's got weapons like the Far Side, whereas GoldenEye is a bit more, grounded in the 90s. Or 80s, 90s, yeah. But aside from that, Perfect Dark was just so much more fun back then, and we spent far more time multiplayer in Perfect Dark than we did with GoldenEye. So yeah, I don't know. But I haven't played GoldenEye in a very long time, so I guess we'll just give it a go. This is, of course, the original Xbox, N64 version. And we'll just play an agent, because I just want to shoot things. I don't want to die. Actually, is this the first movie-based game on the list? I'll have to double-check, but that might be the case. Which is quite impressive overall. This, of course, was developed by Rare. We've already done with Donkey Kong Country. Okay, so we've got our pistol. You can specifically target stuff if you want, or you can just shoot. Now, the reason that this was so popular was because it was on console. Console kids just didn't have a whole lot of experience with, like, first-person shooters, but more importantly, like, multiplayer first-person shooters. Console kids were not playing Quake. And even though we had Quake, and we were playing Quake, sitting together around a TV all together, playing a first-person shooter against each other, that was pretty unique. Because we weren't doing LAN parties or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, just comparing this experience to Quake, of like just a single-player thing, even that, which Quake I said was not incredibly impressive. Oops, oh, I have shit. Yeah, the N64 controller with one thumbstick, not super conducive to first-person shooters. But I mean, it certainly worked back in the day. Like I said, we played a lot of Perfect Dark. All sorts of different, like, weapon loadouts, all the different maps, all the different bot types, because we would sometimes throw in some of the really wild bots, and they had some crazy ones in there. Specifically, there you go. Yeah, I know I'm talking more about Perfect Dark, but honestly, that's like the closest comparison, and it pisses me off that Perfect Dark is not on the list. But this is. So, yeah, I don't know. Because honestly, this isn't even the best James Bond game. I would say it's like, I don't know, Agent Under Fire or something like that. But even then, I don't know. Yeah, it's a curious thing. I mean, this was really just like the power of marketing and the power of consoles in the 90s. Because it's not like it's the first-person shooter or any shit like that. And it's certainly far from the best, or one of the best first-person shooters. I guess if you asked people what are the best first-person shooters of all time, someone would probably say Goldeneye. But I think nostalgia is definitely a factor. Even Perfect Dark, like, I don't think I'd really enjoy that much nowadays. Of sitting down with an N64 controller and playing. There's just so many better first-person shooter experiences, single-player and multiplayer. Yep. Thrilling stuff, that Goldeneye. Just casually reload while you're filling me with lead. mean, like I said, I don't have that much love for the N64 in general. But, you know, a game like Wave Race can still surprise me. Just because, like, control-wise and stuff, it still really holds up. Because if you made a game like Wave Race 64, those controls would pretty much be the same. If you make a first-person shooter nowadays, you're not making controls like this. So, I think it would be tough for people to really objectively argue the merits of this game in particular without leaning heavily on nostalgia. Let's get a... There you go. This is what James Bond does, right? Just wanders around with assault rifles. Shit, they blew it up. Okay, creepy scientist just standing there. So, I mean, again, much like Diablo, like, I had this game when it came out. Maybe not right when it came out, but within a year at least. Or at most, I suppose. So yeah, I had Goldeneye. I played this. I'm sure I beat it as a kid. I seem to recall the final mission. And I played it multiplayer with other people. And then as soon as we got Perfect Dark, we never picked up Goldeneye again. I seem to have gone backwards. That's good. Out of my way, scientists. Stupid science bitches. That's a negative. Even this, like, weird sort of, like, tilting thing at the top of stairs and stuff. I mean, that's so unnecessary. That's not how a person comes up the stairs. Okay, clearly I'm mistaken here on what to do. Let us consult our watch. Gain entry to laboratory area. Rendezvous with 006. Destroy all tanks in boiling room. Minimize scientist casualties. Whoops. Why, they're like Nazi scientists or Russian scientists. Evil Russian scientists. No, come on. Remotely locked security, but they destroyed the console. What are you supposed to do about that? Look, it's destroyed. Unless that one also works. Well then, I'm not sure. don't think I'm fucked, but I feel kind of fucked. So, I don't know. Does this game even have bots? I don't remember. It must, right? This game must have bots. I just don't recall if it has, like, the wacky bots. Maybe it doesn't. Does this game not have bots? This game does not have bots. Holy shit. Yeah, Perfect Dark better in every way. Because in Perfect Dark, you could add bots even, like, if you were playing 4-player. Just to make it, like, insane. Yeah. Up to 4 players and 8 computer-controlled bots. Aspects of a multiplayer game can be highly customized, including the chosen arena, winning conditions, ability to choose what weapons and items appear where in the arena. Players can be grouped into teams or compete individually. They can optionally be shown colored according to their team. The appearance, team affiliation, skill level, and preset behaviors of each computer-controlled bot can be customized. Preset behaviors range from them pursuing the highest scoring player to exclusively chasing the player who killed them last. Other behaviors restrict bots to only attack players using fist and disarming moves. On higher skill levels, bots perform actions at a superhuman level. So yeah, I mean, you could set it to just like they only go after the high scorer, the top player on the team, and just make them like superhuman but fist only. You know, you can do all sorts of shit like that. Ah, man, we had so much fun with Perfect Dark. That's one of those things where it's like, man, wish you could go back in time and just sit there and play Perfect Dark with the group of 4 people, just have some fun. So yeah, I wouldn't say GoldenEye is one of the best games of all time. I just cannot. I'm sorry. I just cannot. And maybe I'm doing that out of spite because they don't have Perfect Dark here. But honestly, I don't even know if I would say Perfect Dark is one of the best games of all time. It's a similar issue of just there's been too many first-person shooters. I can't imagine how many first-person shooters have been released in the last 30 years. Because even more than Perfect Dark, I mean, a first-person shooter I've spent the most time with is, like, Modern Warfare 2. And I would say Modern Warfare 2 blows Perfect Dark out of the fucking water. But, yeah, it's hard to say altogether. But as it stands, if you ask me just to vote on GoldenEye, I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry if that upsets you. Sorry if that upsets you. But alright, my name is Mangg. This has been Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time with GoldenEye 007. And I'll see you fine folks next time.